Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing?
Good. Okay. How can I help you this morning?
So, one of the things that I am finding rather interesting at this point as we're trying to fill positions is that we already had some discussion about some of the weirdness that's been happening. One of the things I will say that I did yesterday is I have now posted a position for an attorney replacement/addition. And
replacement because of your key employee that you were so keen on and growing and coaching up?
Yeah, oh, that's true. We don't talk that much, so you don't know all of. Yeah, the comment is so true that people can mind their P's and Q's for the first 30 days, 90 days, maybe even the first 6 months. But after that, they start to get comfortable and start showing some true colors. And when I was gone on vacation, a lot of things came to light that I won't tolerate. Just the disrespect of myself and my instructions, combined with just the disrespect and displacement of work on others while he's doing nothing. And I've had discussions since. I even had what I thought was going to come to blows last week with him when I told him, when I ask you to do something, you do it. You don't displace it. You don't give it to somebody else. I've instructed you to do it, and there's a reason I've instructed it. If you'd like to know why, I will explain it to you, but that doesn't change the expectation when I ask you to do something that you need to do it. So, extremely argumentative, as though his time is more important than even mine.
Interesting. Okay,
yeah.
So continue down this path for just one more minute?
Sure, go right ahead.
So
that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, great. Let's talk about it. So the first thing that I do is I look at cause and effect. And one of the things that I want to do when I'm looking at cause and effect is to understand what signs, symbols, experiences, knowledge I now see from the level of awareness that you're at right now. You've gone through this experience, it's been a certain amount of time, and you've had this experience. With this new level of awareness, what can you see from the hiring practice, during the interviews, first days, first 30 days, first 60 days? What can you see that you now, from this position, looking back, that you might have made a smidge of a note about, but kind of blew it off because you wanted it to work so badly, if you will. You were super excited. All these other things were really pros and really positive things that you were willing to overlook these key things. And now, from this level of awareness, you can say, oh, I need to pay attention to that.
I think it's where I was trying to build him up to be a leadership of a team, and he doesn't know what being I was making an assumption at a bare minimum he would see how he would use me as an example, but that's where, because I try not, everybody has a different leadership style. My way works for me, but it doesn't mean it'll work for another. So I was giving him the space to fall, and I think the issue that I had when trying to build up his leadership style that I was not doing, which now it is a definite that I will be doing going forward, is like at least every 90-day team interviews.
Yeah. So here's a couple things. You giving him the latitude to figure it out himself, make his own mistakes,
Yes.
is correct. Okay? You can't micromanage people, and you learned through your own mistakes. So there
Exactly.
needs to be a certain amount of that. I don't think that's necessarily an inappropriate way forward. That said, the second thing that you said, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember your exact words,
Yes.
is that he was not respectful of the team. He didn't
Exactly.
have. Okay. So what specific things did you pick up on? I'm pretty sure you know what they are, but can you articulate what specific things you picked up on in both how he was being and how the team was being in response to him?
Well, one of the first things is in the midst of trying to give him an opportunity to grow as a leader, to develop as a leader, I realized that I was having him as leading over a team when he was not even at an elementary level of understanding the work and the input that would go with the positions he was watching over. And as a result of that, you can't really manage over somebody and ensure that they're meeting the end product and the processes if he himself. So when I did not follow up, and this falls on me, because I kept asking him and kept talking to the paralegal, and she was very apprehensive in talking, but in explaining to him, look, you got to review the work, and I go, you need to be consistent. I'll be spot checking it periodically. And when you find errors and you find consistent errors, you need to figure out, is there a way to streamline to prevent this error repeating? Because if it repeats with this person, chances are it may repeat with future people. So what can we do with policies and procedure changes? But I realized that I'm talking to somebody that really doesn't have an understanding of what a policy and procedure is. He sees what we put out, but actually understanding what goes into it, I realized. And then lastly is I kept always hearing them on the phone speaking Korean. And I kept going, well, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, this is him. I've challenged him to try to, develop one reason I brought him on, try to build a relationship with the Korean population. If he's talking, it's going to be in Korean. But it wasn't bearing fruit, and he was selectively focusing on the matters that he was overly engaged in, all of the Korean ones, while ignoring the others. So I have a lot of enlightening things.
So he was ignoring the other book of business. Is that correct?
Yeah, the other book of business, which is 90%, actually 95% of stuff, and then spending way too much time with the Korean clientele. And this is me assuming when he's talking Korean all the time, because every time I would chat with him, and I'd say, what's going on? You need to confirm X, Y. He'd always come to me with his cell phone, like, I can read Korean. This is what she says right here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't speak Korean, so you showing me this means absolutely nothing. And, I can't read Korean to know who you're speaking to. And I'm not going to micromanage you, but I am holding you to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked yourself, how do I grow my business without simply working harder? After all, there's only so many hours in the day. Being a smart, driven female entrepreneur doesn't always give us the results we desire. That's why I'm hosting a 3-day virtual event to walk you through exactly how to achieve your goals faster than you ever thought possible. The Unstoppable Woman Summit is designed to help you break through the invisible barriers of success and scale. This November, in just 3 days, I'm going to be giving you the exact roadmap that you need to dramatically increase your income without the burnout. Podcast listeners can save big by visiting theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough. This saves you $500 during our early bird pricing. You better hurry while the offer's still available. Bye for now and see you at the summit.
So here's the thing. You had some sort of spidey sense with this previously.
And I didn't chase it.
Correct. That's the personal responsibility. That's the ownership.
100%. 100%.
And part of it is perhaps a little self-created. We'll never know for sure, right? Like you had concerns about the language and how to manage it when we were talking 3 months ago about this. And so there's some level of concern and that was there already, and you didn't, it doesn't mean, how do I say this? Part of it's self-created, right? You have the concern, you match to the concern, right? But some of it is, I have the concern, and it's there, it's real for a reason, and I need to pay attention to it, not ignore it. And that's, I think, most likely what happened, was that you're trying, rose-colored glasses, trying to make it work, really wanted it to work, really wanted a second attorney to take over.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm hearing is that you really wanted a second attorney to take over at the level of work that you were doing. You wanted some relief to go play in the marketing and sales land, which you love playing in, okay? And the
100%.
land. You like
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would just own that, right? That there's a little bit of abdication happening there, and it's not huge. It's with some self-awareness, but bring that to the next person you bring on. How much leadership do you want to give them immediately? What does that look like? Leadership responsibility. Okay, what does that look like? Is there a slower process that you can put them through as they build trust? Prove themselves. Yeah. And the other thing, which I rarely emphasize this, the other thing is that sometimes it's hard for men to take direction from women. And in particular cultures also.
100%. One of my other coaches, who is himself coaching a managing attorney that is Korea, and his comment was, what I'm experiencing with the interactions with the team and myself, he goes, same problems are happening at this other firm. And he goes, so I think that you're dealing with a cultural issue also of gender alpha positions and the expectation of don't question what I say, just do it.
Mhm. Yeah. So, a few things here. Is there any connection between this and the other hiring issues you've been experiencing?
I think, as I think about it, normally when I'm bringing on somebody, there's some aspect, skill set, historical work experience that excites me from a visionary perspective with the people that I'm bringing in. I am noticing that. And I'm noticing when I have actually people that strike my attention, I see them as they are and envisioning what they could be developed into. And I think that is one thing I need to be observant of. While I always want to help people to grow,
you can't want it for them.
Yeah, I can't want it for them. And it is almost to the point, and I ponder, I just think this is the first thing coming to my mind. I'm not hiring them for the position, I'm hiring them for the vision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's not exactly what you need. Or maybe it's an 80-20 situation.
Yeah.
Right? Like you want 80% position, 20% vision.
Yeah. And
versus the reverse.
And I never even thought of this. You just asked that question, but I think that may be one of my things. I'm hiring people for the vision, not for the position. That's interesting. I'm going to have to digest that.
It is really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's an important piece. And here's the thing. You want to be hired for your vision. So that's why you're approaching it this way. And that's not a terrible thing. However, You need to understand what the different roles are in your company. I recently hired someone who I thought was great, soul match, person to company kind of thing, and didn't work out. And part of it was I was treating her like a leader, and I manage leaders. I don't manage employees.
Yes.
There are other people on my team who manage employees and do that very well, but that's not my strong suit. My strong suit is I see your vision, I see what you're doing, I see where you want to go. This is my vision. Help me create it. Let's go, right? Like, it's go time. And that's great for director level positions. It's not great for junior level or other level positions. And although you want to maybe bring this person up, this position is a position that you want to have a level of leadership. If you're not hiring a leader already, right, they're already at that level, they've already done it, then you need to reevaluate what the position is.
Yeah. Agreed.
Makes sense on that front? Okay. If you need this associate attorney to be a leader, to lead the team, then you need to hire someone who already is that at 80% of the way. If you need this person to just get the work done, right?
Uh-huh.
That's a different position. If you need the person to be a rainmaker, that's a different position. Do you see where I'm going with all this?
Oh, no, 100%.
Okay. And I say different position, you're going to look at percentages. It's not complete. But you need to get the right person in the right role.
Agreed.
Cool. Okay.
Agreed 100%.
Good. I think
Awesome,
this is going to clean up a lot of stuff. Oh, you're welcome.
I think so too.
You're welcome.
I think so too.
Good.
Wonderful.
Good.
Thank you so very much for today's call.
You're welcome. Take care. Talk soon.
I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Coaching Uncut. Let us know in the comments what you learned and how you can apply it to your own life and business. We absolutely love hearing from you. And we also love receiving your feedback. So thank you in advance for your likes and reviews. They really help us connect with more women who need this information to help them scale. So much appreciated for that and taking the time to do that. Now, if it's go time for you and you're ready to scale your life and your business, then I want to offer you up something. I want to offer you access to our Be Unstoppable Facebook group. We drop daily and weekly resources in this free group that show you exactly how to scale, what you need to be doing differently. So if you want access to that group and it's go time for you, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group and that will redirect you there. So theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, no spaces, and start by getting your copy of the Scale Plan, which lives there, and it's totally free. So go do that now, and then tune in to the next episode and continue to be unstoppable.